darlings, have you ever wondered what it costs a son to save his mother's life? Not just in dollars, but in the quiet shattering of his own heart. Picture this, a young man, grease under his nails, trading sunsets with his love for endless nights under fluorescent lights, all to chase a miracle for the woman who raised him. But what if that sacrifice didn't end in ashes, but bloomed into a forbidden spark at a birthday candle's flicker? A love so unexpected it defies the whispers of too late and too old. I'm Eleanor, and this is my story, woven from tears, regrets, and a joy that came knocking when I least expected. Stick with me, because by the end, you'll gasp at the twist that turned our family's hidden wounds into a tapestry of 4 little miracles. You won't believe how one selfless act rippled through generations. Happy listening!
I remember the day the doctor's words hit like a freight train pulling into a quiet station. Stage 3, Mrs. Harper. We caught it late. I was 65, widowed for 5 years after George's heart gave out on a fishing trip. Jack, my only boy, was 35 then, elbows deep in engine oil at the auto shop, dreaming of a life with Emily, that sweet girl with the laugh like wind chimes. But dreams, they scatter like leaves in a storm when cancer whispers your name. I sat in that sterile room, the fluorescent buzz mocking my fading strength, and thought, why now? Why when Jack's finally building something solid? He burst in an hour later, face smeared with grime, eyes wild like a cornered animal. Mom, we're fighting this, whatever it takes. His hug smelled of motor oil and determination, but I felt the weight settling on his shoulders already. Don't let him carry this alone, I told myself, but guilt gnawed at me like a persistent ache. How do you tell your child you're scared? Not of dying, but of dragging him down. The treatments started fast. Experimental chemo, the kind insurance barely touches. Bills piled up like unpaid promises. $15,000 a month, they said. Jack didn't blink. He picked up double shifts, then triple. Mornings at the shop fixing transmissions, afternoons hauling parts, nights, God, those nights. He'd collapse on my couch at dawn, whispering, "It's gonna be okay, Mom. Emily understands." But did she? I saw the strain in her texts lighting up his phone. "Miss you, babe. Dinner tonight." And his replies growing shorter. "Can't. Love you." One evening, as rain pattered against the kitchen window like impatient fingers, Emily came over. She was 32, all soft curls and hopeful eyes, clutching a casserole like it could fix the fracture forming. "Eleanor, Jack's killing himself," she said, voice cracking over chamomile tea. "He missed our anniversary. He said it was just one more shift. I love him, but I need more than promises." I reached for her hand, my own trembling from the latest round of nausea. She's right, I thought, heart twisting. I'm the thief, stealing his future. Give him time, dear. This storm will pass. But as she left, tears mixing with the drizzle outside, I wondered if I'd curse them both. Jack came home late that night, reeking of sweat and regret. "She left a note, Mom." His voice was a hollow echo, crumpling the paper in his fist. "I I'm sorry, Jack. I can't build a life on maybes. Find your way back to me when the world's not ending. Love, Emily. He sank to the floor, head and hands, and for the first time I saw my strong boy break. I did this for you, he choked out, not accusing, just stating the brutal truth. I knelt beside him, stroking his hair like when he was small and scraped his knee. No, son, cancer did this, but we'll heal, together. If only I believed it, my mind whispered as his sobs filled the room. What if his sacrifice caused him everything? And what if mine was just beginning?
Months blurred into a haze of hospital corridors and hope's fragile thread. The chemo worked, slowly, viciously, draining me like a battery running on fumes. Jack became a ghost in his own life, his once broad shoulders hunching under invisible loads. He'd drop me at appointments, then vanish into the shop's roar, emerging at midnight with takeout and forced smiles. "Look, Mom, beat the spread today. One more payment down." But his eyes, green like his father's, held shadows no engine grease could hide. I tried talking to him over those greasy burgers, the kind from the diner down the block with the neon sign flickering like faulty stars. "Jack, you're 35. You should be planning a wedding, not wiring money to oncologists. Emily, she still loves you. Call her." He'd shake his head, jaw set like welded steel. "Can't, Mom. What if she says no? What if I dragged her into this mess?" "Oh, my boy," I thought. "You're not dragging. You're drowning and taking her down with you." Guilt was my constant companion now, sharper than the needles. How many nights did I lie awake listening to the fridge hum, replaying Emily's tear-streaked goodbye? Advice to any mother in my shoes? Speak up early. Don't let love slip through fingers clenched around survival. One afternoon, post-infusion fog lifting like morning mist over the park, I convinced him to walk with me. The leaves were turning, gold and crimson carpeting the path where George and I used to stroll. "Remember when you were little, Jack? You'd chase squirrels, yelling, 'Gotcha!' Life was simple then." He chuckled, but it died quick. "Yeah, now it's all chase. Chasing health for you, chasing bills, chasing nothing." His phone buzzed. Another overtime offer. He answered, voice steady. "Yeah, I'll take it. Starts tonight." I grabbed his arm. "No, tonight's for us. Pizza and old movies." For once he relented, and we laughed at Casablanca, Bogart's regrets mirroring our own. This is what matters, I realized. Warmth blooming despite the chill. Not the money, but the moments. But reality crashed back at dawn. A call from the clinic. "Payment overdue, Mrs. Harper. We can't proceed without it." Jack was already gone, truck rumbling away before coffee cooled. I paced the linoleum, heart pounding. He's giving everything, and I'm the anchor. Desperation clawed. Should I sell the house? Beg friends? No. Pride held me back. Instead, I prayed in the quiet. "Let him find balance, God. Don't let this break him." Little did I know, the breaking was just the forge for something unbreakable. That evening, he stumbled in, cheeks hollow, a check stub clutched like a talisman. "We're current, Mom." But I got a letter. Emily's handwriting, elegant loops now edged with finality. "I met someone, Jack. Stable. It's over." He tore it, rage flashing, then crumpled. "Worth it?
All this? I pulled him close. Yes, son, you're my miracle. But as he pulled away, eyes distant, I feared the cost was etching scars too deep to fade. What if loneliness became his lifelong shadow?
By my 70th birthday, 5 years after that diagnosis, the cancer was a scar, faint, but a reminder etched in every breath. Remission felt like borrowed time, sweet as porch swings in summer breeze. Jack was 40 now, still at the shop, but the fire in him dimmed to embers. No dates, no dreams, just routine, like oil changes on a well-worn engine. I'd nudge him gently over breakfasts of oatmeal and regrets. Jack, life's not just gears and grease. Find someone who sees the hero in you. He'd shrug, that boyish grin flickering. Heroes don't get the girl, Mom, they get the bill. If I could go back, I'd tell any weary soul listening, I'd push harder. Love isn't a luxury, it's the oil that keeps the heart running smooth. I planned the party small, in our backyard under string lights that danced like fireflies. Neighbors, a few shop buddies, and my oldest friend, Margaret, from the library book club. She called a week before. Ellie, I'm bringing a surprise. My daughter, Sarah, she's back in town. I chuckled, remembering Sarah as a wild teen with paint-splattered overalls. Tell her to bring her brushes. This old house could use some color. But as the day dawned, crisp October air nipping at heels, doubt crept in. What if no one comes? What if Jack sees this as pity? Guests trickled in with casseroles and cards, laughter bubbling over potato salad. Jack manned the grill, flipping burgers with mechanical precision, his flannel shirt rolled to elbows, showing faded tattoos from his wilder days. Then Margaret arrived, arms full of autumn blooms, and training her, Sarah. Oh, she was a vision. 42 now, olive skin glowing under the sun, long wavy black hair cascading like midnight waves, brown eyes sparkling with mischief. Dressed in a flowy bohemia dress splashed with her own abstract art, she hugged me fierce. Auntie Ellie, Mom said you're the warrior queen. Happy birthday. Her energy was electric, chasing away my fatigue like sunlight through clouds. Jack froze mid-flip, spatula hovering. Sarah, whoa, it's been ever. She grinned, bold as brass. Jack Harper, the grease monkey turned savior? Mom's told me everything. How you slayed the dragon for Ellie? Respect. He blushed, rare as a blue moon, muttering, just did what needed doing. But I saw it, the spark, subtle as a misfiring spark plug. They chatted by the fire pit as dusk fell, stars winking overhead. Sarah's laugh pealed like bells, drawing stories from him he hadn't shared in years. Late-night drives to clear his head, the ache of Emily's ghost. You gave up love for family, she said softly, hand brushing his. That's not loss, it's legend. My heart soared. I thought, watching from the porch, is this the turn? But as cake candles flickered, 70 flames mocking time's theft, Sarah leaned in, voice low. Jack, life's too short for what-ifs. Dance with me. He hesitated, glancing at me. I nodded, tears pricking. They swayed to an old radio tune, bodies close, world colliding. Yet as the song faded, Sarah's face shadowed. There's something I need to tell you about why I really came home. Jack's brow furrowed, hand tightening on hers. What secret could dim this light just as it ignited? The party wound down like a gentle exhale, guests drifting home with hugs and see you soons. But Sarah lingered, helping stack chairs under the moon's silver gaze, her dress whispering against the grass. Jack and I watched from the kitchen window, steam rising from mugs of chamomile. "She's something, huh?" I said, elbowing him. He nodded, distant. "Yeah, but Mom, that something she mentioned feels heavy. Listen to your gut, son. I'd advise anyone on the cusp of chance. Secrets shared early build bridges. Hidden, they become walls." Next morning, I feigned a nap to give them space. Through the cracked door, voices wove like threads in a loom. "Sarah, I came back because my marriage imploded. 5 years, then poof, he wanted space for someone younger. I'm starting over, painting my way through the mess." Jack's reply was gravel rough. "I get it. Lost Emily to my chaos. Thought I'd never feel alive again." A pause, then her laugh. Soft, inviting. "Alive? Jack, you're a phoenix, scars and all." I smiled into my pillow. This could mend us both. But doubt lingered. Was she running to him or from her pain? Weeks spun into a tentative rhythm. Sarah set up an easel in the garage, turning Jack's oil-stained sanctuary into a riot of color, canvases blooming with fiery abstracts that screamed of unspoken fury. He'd wander in after shifts, wiping hands on rags, and they'd talk for hours. I'd eavesdrop from the garden, heart swelling at snippets. "Your hands, calloused, strong, they're art," she'd say. "Nah, just tools," he'd counter. But his voice warmed like sun on steel. One evening, over pot roast that didn't scorch for once, Sarah opened up more. "Divorce left me hollow, Jack, like I'd painted over my own soul. But you fought for love, even when it cost everything." He reached across the table, fingers lacing hers. "And you see beauty in the broken. That's rarer than remission." Their first real date was simple. A diner booth under vinyl seats that creaked like old friends. I waved them off, whispering prayers. "Don't hold back, boy. Life's too fragile for half measures." They returned laughing, cheeks flushed from a boardwalk stroll, salt air still clinging. But in the hallway's dim light, I caught Sarah's whisper. "Jack, there's more to my story. Something from before the divorce that could change everything." His face tightened, a storm brewing behind those green eyes. "Tell me now, Sarah. No more shadows." She bit her lip, eyes downcast. Oh, child, I thought, pulse quickening. What ghost haunts this new dawn? As autumn deepened, leaves carpeting the driveway like confetti from a forgotten parade, their bond deepened too. Stolen kisses in the kitchen, her head on his shoulder during movie nights. Yet that unspoken warmth hung like fog. I cornered her one crisp afternoon, raking piles while she sketched nearby. "Sarah, love heals, but honesty cements it. Whatever it is, share it." She nodded fierce. "I will. Tonight." My chest tightened with hope and fear. Was this the mini victory or the cliff's edge? Winter wrapped us in its hush, snow blanketing the world like forgiveness. Jack and Sarah's romance unfolded like a long-awaited bloom, tentative at first, then fierce, defying the too soon murmurs from neighbors over coffee at the corner store. "He's rebounding," they'd whisper. "She's fragile from her split." But I saw truth in their eyes, the way he'd trace her paint-flecked fingers during dinners, or she'd lean into him on couch cushions worn from years of stories. "Darlings, I'd say to you now, second chances aren't handouts, they're hard-won. Grab them, flaws and all, before time steals the palette." That night came, frost etching windows like lace. I busied in the den with a book, but ears strained toward the kitchen's glow. Sarah's voice trembled. Jack, before the divorce, I had a loss, a miscarriage, early on. It broke me, made me question if I'd ever mother again. Silence stretched, taut as a bowstring. Then Jack. Sarah, that's not a ghost. It's a scar, like mine. Emily left because I couldn't be there. But you? You're here now. We build from ruins. Her sob echoed, raw and releasing. You don't see me as broken? Beautifully bent, he murmured. I wiped tears. This is mending, layer by layer. Spring brought proposals under cherry blossoms in the park, rings simple as their vows. They married in our backyard, string lights twinkling like that birthday long ago, Margaret beaming beside me. Ellie, your boy's found his muse. And oh, the joy when Sarah's test glowed positive. Twins first, then 2 more in a surprise whirl. 4 grandkids. Little Emma with Jack's grin, Theo's wild curls like Sarah's. Then the twins, Lily and Noah, bundles of chaos and cuddles. Diapers and midnight feeds turned our home into a symphony of squeals. Jack's hands, once grease black, now cradling tiny ones with reverence. Years later, rocking Emma on the porch as leaves turned again, I reflect on the price. Jack's sacrifice? It didn't steal his heart. It carved space for deeper love. Emily's ghost faded to a fond echo, and Sarah's shadows bloomed into rainbows on canvas walls. To any soul bearing guilt's weight, forgive the cost. It paves roads to miracles. Our family, once fractured by cancer's blade, now thrives. 4 little healers chasing squirrels, yelling, "Gotcha!" just like their dad. Life's tapestry? Woven from tears, yes. But oh, the golden threads of grace. And in quiet moments, I thank the stars that what began in loss ended in legacy, proving love's math defies all odds.